to, like a partition to these people, though?
Say it again. What
Do
we
you think
could
this
do,
is blocking these people?
could we move it in the center?
Yeah.
That way it's not blocking anybody.
Sorry for the noise.
Also, the lights are not.
You want it
getting in the way,
closer?
That would be good.
Or is it like too obstructive to you?
No,
if
I
it's
don't think
closer?
so. No, because I can still see over people.
Is this a good enough
That's
range?
better.
I kind of like the framing of it too without the windows.
Yeah.
I can make this. Is that okay?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's move it back a little bit, and then we're gonna adjust the camera. There we go.
And Jesus is with you.
And Jesus
And you
is
match the candle holders.
Perfect. All right, we're busy.
Welcome back to ASL Workshop, episode 2, with Professor Pinto, not Pino.
All right, everybody, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I know it's early, not as a college professor, but for everybody else.
Yeah, I heard you. You're supposed to be silent.
I know. You're going to catch me. You're going to get me in trouble. I'm going to get myself in trouble.
I have a direct line upstairs. Direct line. Yeah, directly.
Got to go to confession. Okay. If you haven't already, we've got some food, some goodies. Please enjoy. Otherwise, it goes bad. So you'll be doing us a favor if you enjoy stuff. I wanted to let you know after this, they're going to have an event going on around noon, and they have a couple of orange cones. So if you happen to see an orange cone, you're going to need to take that cone and move your car and put the cone inside of the stall. So if you're the chosen one and you have an orange cone inside of your parking stall, you just move it and then put it there. I can always clarify that again. Somebody remind me because I'll probably forget, but I will remind you at some point. Welcome back. I see a lot of familiar faces and some new faces as well. So welcome. Good to see you. If you haven't been here for the first time, my name is Professor Christopher Pinto. I teach American Sign Language over at Pasadena City College. It's been an honor to be a part of the Newman Center for many years that I've been affiliated also with Pasadena City College. I also have with me a very honored special guest. If you would, real quick, Celeste. This is Celeste.
Yeah.
Applause for Celeste. Celeste is actually my student currently, and also an affiliate of the Newman Center. So I've requested Celeste's assistance to help us to, as we break out into groups and do some activities. She'll be working as kind of like my TA, helping and giving some advice along the way. I wanted to start off with a welcome. You'll see different photos throughout the times that you're here for the workshops. Last week, it was like a conglomerate of just a bunch of people who had been here before for the first Epitha series. This is showcasing 2 different groups of people who've come to visit my church. There's a church in Los Angeles, Holy Angels, Church of the Deaf. You're probably familiar with Holy Angels in Arcadia, a different one. This is Holy Angels Church of the Deaf. It's actually a Catholic deaf church, and they hold the liturgy in American Sign Language. I've been serving there for 11 years. It's been a minute. Sometimes I have to do the math now. But you can see some of my friends will come over and visit. You'll often see the same handshake that people are doing, which I'll teach you guys about that soon. This is the I love you sign. Literally a combination of the letters I, L, and Y, all put together. I, L, and Y. Doesn't really show romantic intention, though it can be. It's more to show affiliation with American Sign Language, the deaf community, and the like. So you'll see this used time and again. We're going to start with some review. But before we begin, I recommend picking a partner. Usually that's the person sitting right next to you. So make a friend. I will be sharing everything in the Google Slides, so fear not. I will also be going over everything that we cover in a virtual format. So we have, as you can see right here, a live stream. So I'll be providing that to you so you have access to it. I have PowerPoint slides. I have lots of different things for you, so that way you don't miss out on that. And I always, as I tell my students, don't take pictures of me. They're not trying to take pictures of me. They take pictures of the screen, and then I end up in their photo. I'll gladly go over anything that you want me to during the break, or even like if you raise your hand and want me to repeat something. Do you guys remember the sign for again? Those of you who were here before. Sign for again. Again. So if you want me to repeat something, you can easily just raise your hand and go again, and I'll go ahead and happily repeat myself. This class is in a sign-only environment, or more like a visual gestural environment. So in a moment, I'm going to turn off my voice. As you heard Christina May kind of chiding me, like, you're talking, why are you talking? So I'll be gesturing and pointing to the screen. If it's your first time here, don't worry. This is all review in the beginning, and then we go ahead and start with the content. So you'll be just fine. We'll have one break about halfway through. And the dominant hand is the hand that always moves. And I have a red wristband. It's actually funny because I forgot it for half a second. It was in my car. And then Celeste said, like, I got something. I'm like, oh, I don't. I usually wear this all the time for my class. So I'm like, oh, you're so awesome. You're on top of it. I'm not on top of it. I'm going to go to my car real quick. And of course, have some fun. This is a great class. I like to think, but I'm biased. So maybe it's not a great class. I don't know. Don't tell me it's not. Review.
You should grab a couple of the chairs. So, see, we gotta run the gate.
Why? But then you shake his.
So I'm going to talk this part. We're about ready to get to our break. But I always like to give my students some tips, some things related to culture. So in addition to learning American Sign Language here, you also learn about deaf culture. So I'll be talking to you a little bit about it. First, an ASL tip. There's a difference between an iconic sign and an arbitrary sign. Iconic signs, they're icons to the things that they represent in reality. So an easy one that probably you can distinguish would be like the sign for book. If I asked you, why is this the sign for book? What would you tell me? Looks like you're opening and closing a book, right? It's an iconic sign. It is an icon to the thing it represents, right? Or if I asked you the sign for dog without actually signing it, does anyone remember the sign for dog? Oh, a few of you do, good, dog. Or you might see dog with like the top of the leg, right? Now, I didn't really have to remind you of the sign for dog. How come? What does it look like you're doing? Looks like you're calling a dog. Right, exactly. It's iconic. Now, there are other signs in class where if I ask you, you might be like, ooh, I don't remember that one. That's probably because it's an arbitrary sign. It takes a little bit more effort to try to remember why it is the way that it is. For example, we haven't learned this sign yet, but I'll teach it to you anyway. The sign for boy. Boy. Now, this one has some iconicity if you were able to detect it. It looks like a hat, right? It kind of looks like the brim of a baseball cap. If I were to do the sign for girl,
Makeup?
girl, one might think makeup,
Oh.
true.
Oh, face feature.
Say it again.
Face.
Like blush, that's another way to think of it. Anything related to the face.
Oh.
Actually, yeah. Shaving. There you go. You heard it here. Actually, this one, the actual root of the sign was because of the bonnet straps that girls used to wear back when. Yeah. Now it has more meaning for makeup, blush, things on the face, that kind of nature. But actually, the original sign was because of the bonnet strings. So signs that are more arbitrary can derive iconicity if you create meaning for them. So you can actually think of a way in which to remember that sign. So like, remember I told you the sign for when, right? You'd be like, oh, how am I gonna remember this, right? But if I told you like, oh, it's like spinning a clock, right? You're like, okay, now it's gone from arbitrary to more iconic for you because you're able to remember, oh, it's like a spinning clock. Or if I said where, right? You might think arbitrary, but if I were to go, then you remember the sign, right? Exactly. You might feel silly coming up with some of these, but it helps to stick. So the next time you do it and you think of clunky professor doing something like that, you understand why it is the way that it is, right? Trust me, guys, I make myself fool myself like probably about how many times a day? At least 10, right? She's like, that's it. We went over this culture lesson the last time, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. Mouthing and simultaneous communication. In sign language, it's encouraged for you to try to sign without your voice. That's why I make a distinction here between, actually speaking time and not. It helps with the process up here. It helps with not creating a visual distraction with your lips. So later on, if you were to take another portion of ASL, you'll start to learn about mouth morphemes, which are special meanings that derive from the lips. So there's things we actually do with our lips that have meaning to them. How many times have you seen an interpreter and they look so expressive, right? It's actually grammar based. It's actually things that are going on with grammar on the face. As you could tell, ASL doesn't have periods, it doesn't have commas, it doesn't have any of that. It lives on the face. Last one, and then we'll get ready to our break. Deaf people love to connect with other people, hearing or deaf. Asking a question like, how are you, is probably gonna give you a very long answer. Very long answer. They'll be like, okay, my back hurts. And they'll start to like tell you this whole long story and you're like, I just asked how you're doing, right? Hearing people where you're like, oh, I'm fine, how are you? Oh, I'm great. And then you just kind of like dive into the conversation, right? Deaf people will tell you things you do and don't want to know because they really want to connect with you. They want you to truly understand how they're doing at that moment, right? Or they say, oh, I'm great. Yesterday I went to Disneyland with my best friend and I got to tell you, I saw, and like you start telling all these things. So don't be alarmed if things naturally take longer in an effort to preserve human communication and to preserve that human connection between two different people. Were there any questions about anything that we've covered so far? This whole first portion was a review. I promise as we start to get things moving, like further on, that like we move faster in like the workshop. But for now, especially because we got a lot of new faces, I thought to give it a good thorough review so that you guys have that foundation together. Okay, so let's take a break. Checking the time, give me a moment.
9:48.
9:48, thank you. Let's come back in about 10 minutes. So we'll say about 9:58 or so. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you very much. Yes.
How do you say I like your shirt or something?
Like. Yeah, like. So we'll do that one together since that was a kind of a public one. The sign for like. Very good. I'll see you guys soon. Not disrespectful, but it would be better.
Because I have people like spelling. So, oh my gosh, and they were so and I'm like, is that okay to do that?
In the beginning, yes. As you start getting better, then it'll start to like. And I think it will naturally do that, so just keep an eye on it. Yeah. No problem.
Thank you.
So it takes some time. As best as you can, if you focus on the person's face, you're in a good place. You don't have to like look right into their eyes. As long as you're not focused on like when I do a spell, I'm using the spell right here. As time gets through, as expands, at the current moment, everybody kind of has to get right? But as you start to get better, you can actually focus on the person and so much. Yeah, but if I were to like, for example, like here, now it's really far away. It doesn't seem very far, but the eyes are really focused. There you go.
Great stuff, but memory. It's okay. How long do you think?
Oh, it's one last thing. It'll be about another half hour.
Okay. Is there something I'm really interested in? Do you like it? Is there something that I could get so that I can keep looking at you're talking about it, like to find symbols that relate to the letters or things?
Yeah, sure. I have a few different resources I'm going to put in. Have you signed up for our email?
I don't know whether I think I, registered.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
That's it. Okay, good. I put your name down. I sent your email out last night at like 11 something at night.
Okay, I haven't checked.
Okay. Yeah. I send out emails, and when I do, then it helps to. I will also send out like helpful resources for you to like review, including the recording that we have today. We're recording this entire thing.
Oh, really? So I can replay it?
Yeah, you can replay it, you'll be able to see that. So everything
That's good. How long is this program last? I don't recall now.
it's about 2 hours.
No, I mean, how many weeks?
4 weeks. Right now we're in the second one. We'll have another 2.
So the last one is oh, good, because I'm going to Miami.
Oh, okay. I'm going to Chicago.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to go back to Miami. Not taking the reunion. The church is having a centennial gala. And what they're doing is part of it, they're buying all the alumni who graduated. And when I was there, they paid me 12. So all the graduates that they could locate who are still around were invited. My class is only 40 people. There's only about 30 left. And of those 30, 11 are showing up.
Okay.
Yeah, and we never had a reunion because my high school closed in 72. And I graduated in 70.
Yeah.
So we never got together. I moved, I came out here in 78 and never really went back there. So I'm just I'm a little, I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, yeah. It will.
Our class, people never kind of got together and started, we're all in our separate ways. It's kind of weird to see a small class.
Yeah.
That's the way it was, but we're doing it now, better than ever, I guess.
Exactly. It'll be fun to connect with people.
Yeah, that's good. That's good for me. You don't have to have like say if our
I'll make an announcement. We'll see how many people are interested in moving on to like something a little higher. And I'd be happy to offer another one.
Yeah, okay.
It just depends on timing and I probably will offer this workshop one more time to get even more numbers and like bring it all together. We'll kind of see how that goes.
All right. I love your energy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Yes.
I was saying, Christopher Pinto, I was saying that you had tried. I'm like, I got it, I really got it.
It's on the years ago out that you want to do.
When I saw her, I was like, I want to do that. She's so
So you already say like, so you're on. Oh, good.
But you
So.
there's a lot that I understand, just kind of, yeah, but I don't know.
Okay, class. We're coming back. We're coming back. Thank you. Okay. We all gather at the water station. Isn't it? It's like high school. All right. And we're back online. Good. A couple of things that came up during the break. One of them is about eye contact. In sign language, eye contact is very important, as you can imagine. It's like you're paying attention to the person, because you are. So when you sign with somebody, do your best to make eye contact with a given person. If your eyes break eye contact, it's okay. Try to remind yourself to look back into the person's like actual focal point. So like when you finger spell, for example, you'll notice that finger spelling happens right here in front of the shoulder, right? All of it happens right here. Sometimes people have a tendency of like being finger spelling out here. You want it to be over here, because as you start to practice and as you start to have your peripheral vision expand, you'll be able to see not only the person's face, but you can see their hands pretty well too. If you finger spell out here, it's kind of harder to see. So a lot of times you keep signs within a certain square so a person can see them. Right now your signing is, your peripheral vision may be limited given the fact that you are learning sign language. But as you practice, I promise it will expand. If you are interested in continuing American Sign Language, because some people have said like, what happens after this? Which I'm like, great, you're already thinking about that. It's only in second class, that's good. If you're thinking about moving on, I'm hopeful, depending on interest, depending on scheduling, that we may have a second workshop, like a level 2 workshop. It just depends on how many move forward, what that interest looks like. I'll be, debriefing with our leadership team to kind of see how that goes. Or you don't even have to wait. I'm across the street. So if you want to take a class, I'm not going to stop you. Yes.
Christopher, what classes are offered at PCC for this?
True. So at PCC, we offer levels 1 through 4 and a deaf culture class, which is not a sign language class. It's just learning about the deaf community, deaf culture. It's like the things that I told you about like this, that's kind of like what you're learning. So this is definitely a lot of fun, but you're not learning any language components necessarily. We also, in the fall, are offering our very first interpreting course. So very thrilled about that.
Wow.
I know, very first time we're offering interpreting, and they gave it to me to teach. So I'm like, level 4. in order to get ready into the interpreting process. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time. Yes.
The classes that you would take at GCC, do those lead to some certification as a teacher?
So continuing with that will help you get ready to take exams for it, but there's no certification required for you to begin. You can be anyone and just begin taking an ASL class. We offer online and in person. I think you can see why in person would be a little bit more beneficial. I mean, because I could literally walk up to you and be like, no, like this, what takes like a week to fix in an ASL one class online takes me about 2 seconds to fix in an in-person course. So I have a bias. We'll just leave it at that. I will debrief a little bit more afterwards. I just want to make sure we can keep going. I do have one fun thing that we're planned if we have the time, and if not, we'll go ahead and table it for the next time. Okay. So I'm going to wrap up here. We talked about the alumni sign. It's a staple in the deaf community. Again, a combination of the letters I, L, and Y in sign language. Not readily to show romantic intention, though it can be used to do so. Used more to show connection in American Sign Language. You'll see, like even in the photos that I had in the beginning of class, for those of you that arrived late, for those photos in the beginning of class, we have people who do that. So a nice way to kind of show connection with the deaf and hard of hearing. Again, this is Holy Angels Church of the Deaf in Vernon, Los Angeles. Last time we did this workshop, I scheduled an opportunity for those who attended to attend Holy Angels. Would that be something that interests you? Would you be interested in something like that? So at the end of the workshop, you can actually go see what it's like to see a liturgy in American Sign Language. The Mass is celebrated in ASL, and then you can actually interact with a couple of people from the deaf community. I know that can seem a little scary sometimes, you know, because it's like, I only know 4 weeks worth of content, and I've only been studying for this many hours, but trust me, they're very patient. Remember I told you about human connection. I told you about, like, you know, that you're learning their language. They're going to take that time to invest in you. And I can speak personally from 11 years experience at Holy Angels. They're very patient, very understanding, and I wouldn't put you into a spot where I know that you wouldn't succeed. So I wanted to make sure that you would, and I would connect you with different people there. That's it for this time around. Is there any questions that you had? Anything that came up? Nothing? If not, this also is used to say goodbye. So usually like farewell, goodbye, and then like you'll usually see this as well. So take care, you guys. I will see you next time. Thank you.
I have a question.